All right, good morning. Welcome to the Neary Building Committee for Tuesday, June 6th, 2023, and it's 9 a.m. Just also will note for the record that there is a quorum of the Neary Building Committee OPM subcommittee here too. And given that the content of this meeting crosses over, this is a, I guess, duly posted meeting, but it requires all the votes we're going to take today are of the full building committee, not of the subcommittee. That makes sense?
Yes.
All right. And welcome to Kathy, who is our new select board representative.
Thank you.
All right. We have two sets of minutes that were circulated from our last two full committee meetings. I didn't know if anyone had any comments or edits before we move to accept those. I am seeing no comments, so I'll make a motion to approve both sets of meeting minutes that were distributed prior to the meeting.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All right, let's do a roll call. Roger?
Yes.
Kathy?
I'll abstain.
Denise?
Yes.
Mark? You're on mute, Mark. Still on mute.
Mark, you're on mute.
Yeah, got it.
All right, got it. And Andrew?
Aye.
And I'm I as well. All right, the main reason for getting together today, and Kathy, just to make sure you're up to speed, if you haven't had, did you have a chance to watch our OPM meeting or not?
I have not, Jason, but I
Okay.
intend to.
I'll give you, okay. So the OPM subcommittee met a couple weeks ago to submit a draft of the document we're going to vote on to the MSBA. The MSBA then offers us comments back. The procedural way to do it is the subcommittee had to vote to send it to the MSBA, but now the full committee has to vote to accept, which is actually going to go out to the vendors starting as early as tomorrow. So the document that was sent back to you has all of the track changes. Of course, the track changes will not go out to the vendors, but I thought it was important for everyone to kind of see the back and forth that existed between Becky and the MSBA, because I think it speaks to the quality of the original submission that went from the town, and candidly is the only reason we're probably actually here and on schedule based on the timeline of when they actually started looking at it to when they provided comments. So a big kudos to Becky before I open it up to any questions. Did anyone have, go ahead, Kathy.
So two quick questions. One's kind of silly. What does it say? What does the document say revised March 2017? What's being revised?
I think that it's the template, Becky, right? The MSBA has
Yes.
a form template that we start with.
All right, so that's my easy one. Second one, and Jason, I don't know if you want to even bother answers. Is Vertex interested in this project?
I have no idea.
Okay, all right, that's all I got.
We'll know very soon. They have 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right, so I will make a motion that the Neary Building Committee accept the request for services document that has been drafted by this team and reviewed by the MSBA, and authorize the school administration to start procuring services related to this starting tomorrow. There a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All right, that requires a roll call. So Roger,
Yes.
Kathy,
Aye.
Denise,
Aye.
Mark,
Yes,
Andrew,
Aye.
and I am I as well. I'm seeing no public here for comment. From a meeting schedule perspective, I will send a detailed email with what we all agreed to a couple weeks ago in terms of our robust meeting schedule at the end of June. Becky, please confirm this, but it's only the OPM subcommittee that needs to be available for those dates. everything I post will have the Neary Building Committee posted, so anyone's welcome to join, but it'll only be the 5 subcommittee members that are required to join, score, and vote on that. And then we'll eventually come back with a recommendation to the full building committee, walk through the process and do something very similar to this, but I think it'll obviously be a little more discussion. And everything's gonna be taped and recorded for anyone that's not a, Kathy, I think that only relates to you, at least based on our current membership.
So who is on the subcommittee? Remind me.
Roger, Andrew, Mark, Denise, and myself. There's 5 of
And
us total.
were you being sarcastic when you said robust schedule?
Hey, no, it's honestly a ton of work. Actually, think back to the public safety building. We've got, remember how we did that over like the July 4th holiday?
No.
It's basically like some 3-4 hour meetings and interviews over a 1 week time period, actually, I think it is, right before going up to July 4th.
Okay, but the subcommittee is doing the interviewing.
Yes,
Okay, so the robust reply basically applies to the subcommittee.
yes.
Okay,
So you're getting off easy.
so far.
Yeah. So any questions on that? So I will send out invites and a summary, just so everyone is on the same page there. And then, between Becky and the school administration team, we'll figure out a way to disseminate the actual RFSs and the matrices and all of that with instructions over the next couple of weeks once they come in.
Jason, question?
Go ahead.
Those meetings are in person, correct?
They're all on Zoom.
Oh, they're on Zoom. Okay, good.
Just because of the time of the year, we want to
Yep.
give ourselves the most flexibility.
Perfect.
Uh,
All right. Any questions on meeting schedule?
I
So any
do,
other business?
I
Good,
do,
Roger.
I do have one. So I'm looking at the interview, the shortlisted respondents on June 28th. Is that also a Zoom meeting?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm looking at the time and I know that not myself and probably more Keith and Becky, they've put in some long days and getting home after that would be pretty late. But if it's a Zoom meeting, I guess that kind of changes my view of it. Is there any reason to think we could move that up an hour? Or is that a discussion that really doesn't need to happen here? We could like 5 to 9 or something like that. I'm throwing it out there. And
I don't remember how we landed on the time, to be completely honest.
I think I'm gonna pick on Andrew. I think maybe it was Andrew's idea, which I did not object to at the time. I just started to think about it a little later. So I don't know how we ended up with the time, but it might not have been, but Andrew's here to defend himself.
Where are you, Andrew?
I'm in the vineyard. It's probably because I'm probably still working at 5. So to have to block
right.
my calendar off. But
I think the Zoom that makes it look not as daunting as I had if it wasn't. So.
Go ahead, Greg.
Just a general comment that these interviews are very important. That I recommend starting at 1 o'clock. I know it's a hardship for those of you who have jobs outside of this volunteer responsibility. But I think for the type of level of detail and to be on our best, I think starting earlier, maybe ending at 8 seems like a better course of action. I also and again, and this is Becky and Keith also are out many nights and just want to try to protect their time a bit and their schedules.
Greg,
So-
through the chair, did you say ending at 8? Starting at 1, ending at,
Whatever, I mean, I think starting mid-afternoon, you know, whatever to whenever you end makes more sense to me than doing 5 to 9.
I was just wondering about the starting at 1, ending at 8 time level, so that didn't.
Yeah, no,
compute.
I don't think we're gonna have 7. Do your homework to get it down, right? But Becky, do we have flexibility in what we approve from an RFS to just put the date and just put time to be determined? Or put a range of dates, because I don't want to try to compare schedules on the fly now. I know people have to go, but I think we should at least acknowledge the comment from Roger and Greg and see if we can make it work. We may not be able to, but
I could put a time frame. I think we put that down just so that people who submitted responses would have that blocked off already.
Okay.
But I think if we put like 1 to 10 or something, you know, gave like a wide range, and then the committee could decide when they wanted to have the meeting.
okay. So I'll work with Becky to formulate kind of a list of options today, and then we'll send it around for people to weigh in on. We may stick with the original time, we may push it up, you know, all depends, I guess, on what people's calendars look like. So we'll come back on that point. But it is a long process for anyone that's been through it before. And if everyone had a full day before that, it's going to be even longer. All right. Any other commentary? All right. Then I'll make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second,
Roll call vote. Roger,
yes.
Kathy,
Hi.
Denise. You're on mute, Denise.
Aye.
Mark,
Yes.
Andrew,
Aye.
and I am I as well. Thanks everyone for joining, and have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.